everybody, Jason Burmis here for wearechange.org, and it has just been revealed that Elon Musk and Tesla are under investigation by the Justice Department. Now, according to a spokesperson from Tesla, Musk was contacted by the Department of Justice after tweeting out that he may take the company public. However, this was a voluntary request. There has been no subpoena, no request for testimony, and no request for any type of a formal process. So what does all of this mean for Elon Musk and Tesla? We'll get to that in a moment, but I want to remind everybody that we have a great backup channel, Pulse Change, and if you are not subscribed, please do so. Hit the notifications. We're doing a lot of live streaming there. We're doing a lot of other reports and long-form interviews. And you can also support us by hitting that join button right underneath this video. For only $4.99 a month, you get exclusive content. We are able to interact with you more thoroughly, and it helps support independent journalism. Now, this whole controversy with Elon Musk, with the possibility of him being investigated, him being brought up on criminal charges, or even being taken out of Tesla altogether, really are nothing new.
And then he faces serious regulatory issues here at home. Let's unpack it. Remember, he said he was going to go private, take Tesla private, funding secured at 420. When that didn't happen, or when it was where it was pretty obvious he didn't have the funding secured, the SEC, we were first to report, launched a formal investigation into that, because as a CEO, you can't put out false statements that move the stock. Now what we understand is that there's basically a pro forma inquiry by the U.S. Attorney's Office for San Francisco, where these companies are located.
In fact, as early as this August, there were many vocal proponents of removing Musk altogether from his position at Tesla. And this was an uproar with shareholders, including BlackRock. It voted to replace Musk as chairman. Gabe Hoffman, a general partner at Accipiter Capital Management, has been saying since the beginning of August that Musk would be replaced as CEO, and said the cult of Elon will be finished in the greatest cult stock of all time.
Tesla will miss the third quarter production. They did not reiterate their financial guidance in the blog post Friday night. Most companies, when they have big news this late in the quarter, will reiterate guidance to assure investors that operations are on track. And I believe imminently, in the next couple of months, Elon Musk will be removed as CEO of Tesla.
Now, it was shortly after shareholders asking for Tesla to step down and the company seemingly being in turmoil that he decided to go on the Joe Rogan podcast. And after that, all havoc broke loose, because he decided to, quote-unquote, smoke, even though he didn't inhale, a blunt filled with marijuana on the air. However, that was far from the most interesting thing about that interview. In fact, I encourage people to watch the entire thing. I took away some very, very different things than the mainstream. Number one, Musk was obviously very robotic in his answers. So you have to imagine that not only is this guy's thought process very, very different from ours, but the way that he communicates with people is also extremely different. Now, during this interview, Rogan really had to lead the conversation. Oftentimes, Musk would answer in a short form, he wouldn't elaborate, and Rogan really had to push him. But during that, he started talking about the possibility that we don't live in base reality, that we are indeed in a simulation, or that we will be able to create these type of simulations in the very near future. He talked about space exploration and artificial intelligence. Now, Musk has been one of the major people out there saying that artificial intelligence is extremely dangerous and needs to be regulated.
The question here is, a lot of experts in AI don't share the same level of concern that you do about the dangers of AI.
Fools.
What
Famous last words.
What specifically do you believe that they don't?
Well, the biggest issue I see with so-called AI experts is that they think they know more than they do. And they think they're smarter than they actually are. In general, we are all much smarter than we think we are, but much less smart, dumber than we think we are, by a lot. So this tends to plague smart people. They just can't. They define themselves by their intelligence, and they don't like the idea that a machine could be way smarter than them. So they discount the idea, which is fundamentally flawed. That's the wishful thinking situation.
However, he's now taken another position where the genie is out of the bottle, and he simply does not spend that much time thinking of the negative consequences of AI, just what's currently going on and where it is currently taking us. And that's why the most interesting thing to me that he talked about was the fact that he will be soon releasing Neuralink to the public. And this is a human brain somehow interacting with a computer interface. And on this program, he said that this will be far beyond what he thinks anyone in the general public believes to be possible today.
I'm really I'm very close to the cutting edge in AI, and it scares the hell out of me. It's capable of vastly more than almost anyone knows, and the rate of improvement is exponential.
Now, despite being so robotic, he absolutely showed his human side during this interview as well. Because although he says he's a coder at heart, someone who taught himself computer programming at the age of 10, it was extremely insightful to find out that at age 5 or 6, he realized that he was much different from other people, and he wanted to keep it a secret. Why? Because at that age, he thought that he may actually be put away somewhere. He had that fear. He had that self-awareness. And he even thought to himself, well, this is strange, and I'm strange. So there was a very human element to this as well. So again, following this landmark interview on the Joe Rogan podcast, you had the media sensationalize the fact that he may have possibly puffed on some marijuana, and we had executives resign and his stock take further hits. But that wouldn't be the end for Elon. You see, it's important to remember that he has many, many other ventures outside of just Tesla, his electric car company. There's, of course, SpaceX, his exploration to the stars in a commercial manner, apparently. Who knows if we'll ever get there, but he's certainly working on it. You have his Boring Company, which launched not a flamethrower to rabid success, and, of course, many other projects. And let's also not forget that he co-founded PayPal with Peter Thiel, the extremely influential venture capitalist, global player, and technology advisor to the Trump administration. Now, just prior to these legal troubles with the Department of Justice being revealed, it's also important to note that Musk seems to get a little unhinged, especially on social media, where he in fact accused the Thailand rescuer of that children's team as being a pedo guy, and he is currently being sued because of it. And now, after these revelations that the DOJ is in fact investigating Tesla, stocks have went into a free fall once more. Where they stabilize at is anybody's guess at this point. So the real question is, now that the DOJ is investigating Tesla, what does that mean for Musk? Will he be replaced as the chairman after all of this? Well, that's very possible, because again, on the Rogan podcast, he said the most difficult thing that he has been doing is running a car company. And he was quick to point out that only 2 American car companies have never gone bankrupt, and of course that is Tesla and Ford. So the possibility of him being taken out at Tesla seems relatively high at this point. Will he be indicted and possibly brought up on criminal charges? Now, folks, I think that this is a long shot, but I know there is a certain community on there that follows the 4chan boards, the MAGA stuff, and believes that Elon Musk is somehow a super patriot working against the deep state, and they're going to try to take him down. Now, I would only say this. Your argument would obviously be strengthened if indeed he was brought up on criminal charges, but I doubt that will be the case. And finally, will all of this just pass and go away? Will Musk somehow make it through this media firestorm and continue to run Tesla and possibly improve upon that company, proving the media and his shareholders wrong? Only time will tell. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please share it on social media. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification button. Otherwise, you won't hear from us. I can promise you that. And follow me on Twitter at Jason Burmis. Thank you all for watching, folks, and be the change you want to see in the world.